Hey, welcome to today's video. If you're new to cryptocurrency and you want to learn more, hit the subscribe button and press that bell button. Do it now. If you want to learn about crypto, you need to listen to this video. I'm not even joking. This is not clickbait. This is not to bring you into a false sense of security. If you are in the UK, regulation is coming. The FCA have proposed a ban on the sale of crypto derivatives to retail consumers. Let's digest it, let's talk about it, and I'm going to teach you how to invest without losing all your money. Stick around. Right then, so bit of a dramatic start, I know. I do apologise. FCA proposes a ban on crypto sale derivatives and ETNs and all kind of good stuff. Get my words going fast because this is pretty intense. Now, in reference to crypto assets, that could be absolutely bloody anything these days. So let's talk about it in what they see as a potential risk to you, essentially. So the FCA consider that these products are ill-suited to retail investors who cannot liably assess the values and risk of derivatives or ETNs that reference certain crypto assets. This is basically telling you that you are a bit of a plonker and you may lose all your money if you are reckless in investing. Go figure, right? Anything in life is an investment, is a risk in anything that you do. A risk is like, if I buy a car tomorrow on finance, will I write it off the next day because I'm driving like a clown? That is the sort of thing that you've got to question every day in life. If I look left across the road and don't look right, will I get smashed by a stagecoach bus going up the road? Life's a risk, guys. But the FCA want to, hold your hand in kind of governing that you can and cannot do what with your money. So I'm going to try and make it simple, make it obvious, and I'm going to teach you a few things to do as an investor. Because if you haven't worked it out, it is your money, yes. If you do it correctly, you can make a lot of money, yes. If you do it wrong, you can lose a lot of money. That is your risk. So let's talk about what they think is an issue. Inherent nature of underlying assets which have no reliable basic for valuation, and verification of valuation. That's the blockchain. Valuation. Market abuse and financial crime in secondary market for crypto assets. Cyber theft. Now that is a good point. However, not everyone is a complete and utter moron. I'll be honest with you. When people are using cryptocurrency assets and they're using stuff, it's very, very few people genuinely lose crypto from being really stupid. It is their obligation as a person to choose to send their cryptocurrency assets to someone else, whether it is a scam or not. People do not get, well, it happens, but a very, very small percentage do not get their houses broken into for their ledger. Yet. It will probably change. So, with a lesson after this, I'm going to teach you some things that you need to do. Wallet safety is one of them on there. Now, extreme volatile in crypto asset price movements. Well, obviously, come on. It goes up and down like any financial market. The one thing that we know about the financial market, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down every single minute of the day. That is what people are investing in. They're investing in something that's got speculation value that will go up in price over time. Most of the stock market is speculation. It's news driven. It's fundamentals. The technicals just kind of back it up and try and confuse the living daylights out of you. Inadequate understanding by retail consumers in crypto assets and the lack of clear investment products referencing them. So yeah, that's kind of obvious. Lack of information, of knowledge and stuff like that. I teach people, if you've noticed, if you go into the links below and you put premium.cryptomob.uk, you can start from as little as 99 pence to actually learn. If you want to learn even more, you can buy a course and stuff like that. Very, very good value for money, and it will save you a lot of heartache if you are one of those reckless investors who think that because your neighbour's cat invested in Bitcoin and that is now the richest cat on the street, you're going to make money. Because it doesn't work like that. there's a bit of luck involved in buying in Bitcoin as well, but you've got to be a believer. You've got to do the yard, you've got to do the research, you've got to understand when to buy, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So they're the main points. Now they're obvious, right? Now it doesn't read very well that they're going to try and like outlaw. What's the right word? How can they outlaw it? They can't. It's decentralized, but you know what I mean. Where they're kind of talking a bit. You know, I think they've just had a bad day. If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I think they cannot do anything about it. The FCA cannot physically do anything. They cannot stop investors. They can try and limit people. They can try and bring in like more validation forms for people to fill in to state that if you have the risk appetite, if you have the funds available, if you are not investing via a credit card. I want to talk about that as well. So it's kind of interesting to kind of gauge why the FCA are kind of thinking, well, everyone in the UK are a bit stupid, they don't have much money, they're all on universal credit and they shouldn't be investing in Bitcoin. Well, if you're on universal credit, or if you don't have the funds and you don't understand how a volatile market is, you should probably not be even touching Bitcoin. You should be going down to the food store and getting your life in check, really. But this is unbelievable to think that they can try and ban it, but they can't. Let's be honest, they can't. It's not going to happen. If it does happen, then, well, you know, I'm going to go back working, I suppose. That's going to be scary for, isn't it? So the FCA is therefore conducting and consulting on banning the sale and marketing and distribution to all retail consumers of all derivatives, contract for difference, CDFs, options and futures, and ETNs that reference unregulated transfer of crypto assets and for no one cares. So basically CDFs, so like IG.com, options, futures. So basically you can't use spread betting for it, which fair enough, it's just trading. But that doesn't mean that we cannot not go on like the likes of local Bitcoins, Coinbase and invest in Bitcoin. So it's not really banning it, it's just kind of here for dramatic effect. But in light of that, obviously they've also mentioned prices are extremely volatile and they're seen globally in financial crime and crypto asset markets can lead to sudden and unexpected losses. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It is therefore clear to us that these derivative exchanges notes are unsuitable investments for retail consumers. Okay, so let's talk about other things. I'm bored of that now. It's ridiculous. So this, right, CoinMarketCap, you can pick whatever the hell you want. Ideally, learn about Bitcoin and blockchain and what is money before you do anything. I'm being deadly serious. My course is going to get totally revamped in terms of the start of it. I'm going to do like 6 lesson module and you can buy that for £5 to get you going. Basic stuff. What is Bitcoin? What is a blockchain? What is money? What are altcoins? If you do not understand what those are before you start putting your card details into a computer, before you start buying an asset you have no idea about, you are in a wrong industry. When you are buying a car, or when you are buying a new computer, or a new drill, a new ironing board, there's an ironing board there, that's why I picked that. You have a little look on Amazon and you look through a very different ranges. Now this is chalk and cheese as what you do as an investor, but the first thing that you do, you try and discover what you're buying. Certainly when you're buying a car, you have a look at the features, what the reviews are like, how much is it going to cost, what you're going to get for money, what valuation proposition have you got, will it lose value over time against other cars, all of that kind of good stuff, how much you're going to pay for it. So with Bitcoin it's kind of the same. You should be looking to see what it does, how it's worked, how it's regulated, how or who is in charge of it. You're going to struggle getting a response on that one. All that kind of stuff to understand, but it's also risk management. Now, if I go to a chart, now this, if you're new to crypto, I do apologise, this may completely blow your mind. You need to know when coins are at the floor. Litecoin in Bitcoin at the minute is kind of on the floor. Realistically, when you look historically, it's kind of like really like, it's obviously been lower when Bitcoin was lower, but right now it went up and it's right back down again. Looking like a good investment opportunity if you're buying in Bitcoin. Now this is an altcoin, a bit more risky, but crypto assets are crypto assets at the same time. But if you go to the daily time frame and you look at some very obvious moving averages, EMA 8 is a good one. You go above that, you can invest. But ultimately, if you go to the weekly and you are looking at investing in cryptocurrency assets, look at the trend. Look at what the trend's saying. Look at what the overall gist of things are doing. Now, probably the weekly time frame probably a bit too much, but the daily time frame, certainly when you look at the EMA 34, which I think is a really good one, is pretty awesome. But also, if you put on the moving average 200, you'll see a longer term kind of trend line which you can kind of look at. That is very, very basic stuff. Now, if you are in a downtrend, you do not buy. This is in a downtrend. It's below the EMA 34. I do not buy. I do not touch it. I'm still in it. I'm just kind of holding, so it doesn't really bother me. I've bought ages ago, so I'm kind of still happy. I've still made a lot of money off it. But if you are looking at this region here and you're thinking, well, if you were buying Litecoin here, you'd be completely and utterly buggered. Volatile, risky, let's ban it, guys. So when it ends up in a trend, in a genuine upward trend of a trajectory of news is Litecoin halving, all that good stuff. It goes up and it trickles up. That is how you invest. And when you sell when it's either crossed over below the trend or you're happy with your money. And you can hold it for a long time. Now, you can do this over a period of time. This is the monthly time frame. It's not going to give you much data because it's not really been out for that long on this exchange. But ultimately, it just depends on what you're doing. Now, Bitcoin dominance. Understand what this chart means. This is the daily time frame of the Bitcoin dominance chart. If this is going up, it means that Bitcoin is in strength. It is going up in value because there's more money going into Bitcoin over altcoins. This could well come back down again. This could well go up even higher. Again, other crypto assets, Ethereum. Weekly time frame or the daily time frame, have a look to see, is it in a trend? Is it actually trickling up? And what you can see here, it's above the trend, it's holding it, above the trend, holding it, it's still going up. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but one thing that people don't do, they risk money that they cannot afford. They've got £100 to live on for the week, let's put £100 in Bitcoin. Whoa, that's a bit scary. That is what genuinely people do, and I'm not even joking. Now, this is Bitcoin. Since April, it's been pretty parabolic. The most parabolic I have ever seen Bitcoin for a long time. It moves very, very quickly. It's retracing quickly. That was over a period of 4 days where it literally went bang. Literally is smashing people to smithereens and altcoins. But ultimately, do not buy on a credit card. Do not risk what you cannot afford. Do not risk your whole account, and always pull out if it's going down. Look at the trend, and look at this trend here. Look at April. It's in the trend, it's above it, and you wait. If you need to pull out because you are flopping, you use these EMAs to kind of give you a bit of a strength gauge. Basically, if you buy on this region here, obviously it goes up. We know that historic kind of, it's obvious. But you use other EMAs, other support lines, other regions where if it goes to a certain point, I will pull out, I will save myself, I will stop myself from losing any sort of money, and I will convert back to something else to make it so it's less painful. But it is a risk game. Do not be an idiot. This is a financial market. This will wreck you inside and out. So, my honest opinion about the FCA banning stuff, I don't think it'll go very far. I think education is key. I think people need to understand the risk management and understand what they can and cannot invest in, and why they should be looking at scams or any sort of websites that are a bit dodgy, that are not actually, regulated by the FCA if it is related to cryptocurrency. So there you go. That is today's video. You can do well with crypto. Just get involved in my Telegram group and ask for guidance. Help is always there. And yeah, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and press on the comments and type something useful, and I'll probably see you tomorrow.